Okay, so let's do a brief summary of the Maimer in the Melukotim. It's the 45th Maimer. It's the Maimer of Rabim Yוכלו, לכבות, which the Rebbe said on Shabbos Parshas told us Kislev Tovshin Yud Zayin. In the Maimer, the Rebbe brings down two interpretations in the verse Maim Rabim Lo Yuchlu L'Chabes Sa'ava, which is in Shir HaShirim, Perik Ches, over there, verses Zayin through Tes, 7 through 9. So there is one verse explains it in a very low level of the Jewish people, and it talks about the love of Hashem to the Jewish people, notwithstanding the Maim Rabim, which would be all the nations of the world, who complain to Hashem, basically that the Yidden are no better than them. And then you have the officers of the nations of the world. They cannot extinguish the love that Hashem has to the Jewish people, and the Naharis, those offers, they cannot overflow it. Hashem gives the Yidden everything, and and then as the pasuk goes on over there, even though the Jews are small and they're sinning and etc., that the Yidden don't have too much privileges, but the Eibishter says, as the Medrash says, just like a small child, a small girl, even if it makes mistakes and it does bad for the parents, yet the parents don't argue. The Jewish people are like like this young child. The Eibishter loves us. The Eibishter chose us. But according to this interpretation, the Jews are on a very small level. But according to the Pirush of the Zohar, which is what the Alter Rebbe brings down in Torah Oir, over there it talks about that the Yidden on a very high level. Over there we're talking about that the love that a Yid possesses for Hashem cannot be quenched, the Ava that we have to Hashem, with Gan Eden, with any Giluyim, but an Haris, which is the level of Bina, all good things cannot quench the thirst. They don't want a Nohor, they want the Mayon, the well, the source, the level of Chokhmah, the level of Ein Sof. So how do we fit these two interpretations together? So the Rebbe in Ois Yud Aleph explains that even when Yidden are on a very small level, on a low level, that's like the Achois Lono Kitano, and the nations say that the Yidden are sinning and they don't deserve it. But if a Yid does a mitzvah at that time, they reach the highest of levels. Even at a low standing, a Yid, when he does a mitzvah, and he does it with a simple intent for Hashem, that reaches Merchav Ha'atzmi, the highest level, and therefore, they're not satisfied. Even at a low level, we're not satisfied. The Rebbe goes on to explain in Ois Gimel, the Rebbe explains that there's a special relationship between Hashem and the Jewish people, that Hashem says that you make me one, Echad, because you say Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, and the Eibishter says, I'm also going to make you Echad, because Hashem says about the Jewish people, Goy Echad, they're one nation. Now, the Rebbe explains there's three things when we say Echad. One of them means Echad, you're unique, one, there's nobody like you. So the Rebbe asks, what do we need to have to say to Hashem? There's nobody like him. The Rebbe explains in Ois Tes, the Rebbe explains that while the Eibishter is so much higher and creates the world in a limited way through the Midas Malchus, but yet we see an infinite level of creations which means there's so much inanimate, there's so much growing, there's so much trees, grass, and fruits, and without a shear. So that's sort of the level of bli gvul, unlimited, unlimited. That's the combination of limit and infinite, finite and infinite together. In the finite world, you see the level of the infinite. That's only in the power of Hashem. That's why we say there's nobody like Hashem that is not held back from anything. Nothing prevents Hashem. Nimna hanimnois. And the same thing he explains in Ois Yud about the Jewish people. There's nobody like the Jewish people. Why? Because even when we do a simple act, of course, when we do a mitzvah, Goyim cannot do the mitzvahs to be mamshich anything, but it's the Yidden. Nobody like the Yidden can be mamshich into the world. Why? Because Hashem chose a Yid. There's another thing the Rebbe brings down in the meaning of Echad in Ois Gimel. Another inyan of Echad is that the Jewish people are commanded not to believe in shituf, in participation. Non-Jewish people, they believe in Hashem, but they say the world, Hashem let the world go on its own. But that's not true. The truth of the matter is that the Jewish people know that the Eibishter is in the world, this world. They say that this world is too low for Hashem to be involved over here. So Hashem is sort of removed. He's above, he's higher. But the truth of the matter is, just like Hashem is higher than this world, he's also higher from the Shamayim. And yet, the creation is not in a gradual, like the Goyim thing, and therefore there is a connection, and there's a more connection to the others than the Shemayim. No, they're equally separate. And that's why a Yid has a special command to know that Hashem divinely runs the world. The Rebbe explains in participation, there's two parts. There's like we call parents apart in the children's birth, even though, as the Rebbe says, the Pasuk says, the Gemara says there's three partners, Father, Mother, and Hashem. Hashem gives the neshama. Besides the fact that the neshama is the main, but even the parents' part Hashem does. But yet there's something that the parents do because they choose to be together to give birth. There's another level of shituf which has really no participation at all. The sun, the moon, they don't have a choice to shine or not to shine. So a person cannot give credence, cannot give importance. Honoring parents, yes, because the parents did something for you. But honoring the sun, the moon, that's no, because that would be participation of something which is not there at all. The Rebbe says, Parnosa, when you have your livelihood, don't worship. Don't bend your head for the financial. That's not what is that's not what's the main thing. And the Rebbe brings out the difference between Gan Eden, both Gan Edens. There's two, Gan Eden El and Gan Eden Atachta. Within there's many levels. Those are the lights of a soul without a body. But the Olam Haba is a body. And even Moshe Rabbeinu, whose thousands of years was in Gan Eden, will come down in a body because the pleasure in the Gan Edens is a vessel, is a measured through the Torah that we learn in this world. We enjoy later on the treasure in the world to come, but in the world, this world, we do mitzvahs, and when we do mitzvahs, we actually come even to a higher madrega and even a higher level than the level over there. Okay, and then he explains that in La'asid Lavoi there will be both the Seviv Kalam together with Memaluk Kalamim, as opposed as now there's only the level of Memaluk Kalamim, and through the halachas that we learn now and through the mitzvahs we do now, we come to the higher level as explained in the Maimer. All right, this is a little bit enough. Does it help you a little bit about what we learned? You listening? All right.
Yeah, I'm
I don't
listening.
hear you. So I'm not sure you're there.
Yeah, I'm here. Reminds me of what was it? I think it was a mimer in Bahalostacha, something like that. I think I was listening.
Yeah, the fault is mine.
Yeah,
probably,
and
yes. My speakers were off.
oh,
Tell you
okay.
what happened. Yeah, I'm sorry.
It reminds me of, I believe, a mimer that in Bahalostacha that I listened to before has. I think it had the same, had mime Rabim on there, or maybe the one that we had done recently.
Well, yeah, you listen, okay, yeah. But this sums it up a little bit. I try to give a synopsis because it's such a long mimer, just to get some of the points out of the way. But anyways, we'll start doing it. What happens is when I record our classes. Every time you press the record, it says, "Oh, recording is on," and I don't want it to be on there all the time. Recording on. This is an interruption, so I shut my speakers. Sometimes I forget to turn it on again. So when I was asking the question, you were answering me, but I didn't hear you because my speaker, I forgot to turn it on. I usually turn it off just to start the mimer, and then go ahead. Okay. Anyways, so let's go. We'll do the next mimer now. I'm going to turn off the speaker for a second just to put on the recorder, and then it'll go. Hold on.